Hope you enjoyed this one. And sorry for being late. This is solo and game at least. You on you on Bleach chapter 642. Oh, if you hold your hand, open your eyes, basically. We get to learn the origins of how Mayuri he helped cultivated the project. The Nemu project. Apparently, it was called the Godly Soul Nemu project, Nemura project, basically. He tried. Apparently, he tried over a dozen times, over and over and over again, to try to create like the perfect being. Tried to raise it. It took him several years, in fact, to try to do so. Oh, and he did it using various methods and technology. Stuff like that you don't normally see. I mean, Mayuri has always been a master when it comes to technology and modifying effects. For example, he used this technology on his own sword in order to modify and create his Bankai. He did that with such, finesse. And that's what allowed him to become a captain of the 13 Court Guard squads. And basically, not his his technical skills and basically everything and anything else. But that's along the way. Okay, so that's basically what gave him most of his strength, his knowledge, and that's what helped him for a side. However, even though he tried various against and failed, he didn't stop until he created the perfect Nemura. Uh, I'll get to the word Nemura in a minute. He didn't try over and over again, but when he first created it, he didn't want to call it by its name. Basically, I think by not doing that, he didn't want to show his soft side. By not showing how his his feelings, his actual general feelings towards this. So basically, he was concerned that he didn't want to show a part of him that was vulnerable. Oh, I mean, he basically created her, and she's basically his daughter, but he didn't want to about her name, and he tried, and he did create her. And however, one of the things that did make sense was the singularity of himself, of his singularity, his mental state. Like basically, he was always been a brass thinker. He didn't want to show his soft side by calling her his name, but he does care for her because she's his precious project. Basically, he did show some concern and some feelings for her, and but he didn't want to show her. The thing is, he didn't want her to die because he wanted her to keep growing, to keep learning, to adapt. To make her become a perfect being. And so basically, his project, even though he completed it, he still wanted it to succeed by having it learn more and more, eventually on its own. And eventually, Lemu learned that she didn't have to stay by her side, had to stay sticking by the sidelines, stick that she wanted to do everything she can for her master, even if it means disobeying some orders. The thing is she's his his creation, his precious product, his dream. In fact, the name Nemu is short for Nemura, which is basically word phrase meaning dream. So basically, he's calling her his dream, basically his precious, because he doesn't sleep sleep because you only dream when you're sleeping, and he doesn't sleep. So basically, she's his living dream, or something like that. That means he does have concern, but he's always been cold, calculating. He doesn't think he always thinks about how things his way. He's an intelligence way. He's always been very smart and creative. But that's Minori for you. Even though Minori, he doesn't show. He's always changed his appearance, trying to look less than human, and not showing that he has a heart, showing that he has concerns. But has always been known to cross the line from time to time when it comes to him and his experiments. But in some way he does care about Nemo. He doesn't want her to die, even though he doesn't express that. But in moments he did call her daughter. He does care for her. I mean, he did create her, and he didn't want her to be completely destroyed. All right. because one thing he thinks will be a pain in the ass. It'll take him years to regrow another test subject, basically trying to create another living being like Nemu. So basically, he doesn't want to start over from scratch, but also he does care. He does. Yeah, he does have feelings. He does shed concern. But that's my Nuri for you. But that's understandable. I mean, as a scientist, he's not supposed to show his emotions involved in certain projects. He has to be intelligence. But Mayuri, I think Mayuri is starting to change a little bit, knowing that Nemu is willing to die in his place. And look, from the looks of it, Nemu, she seems to have some mysterious powers of her own, which allows her to grow. Does that mean that soon we may see her have a Zanpakuto toe at some point? I want to see Nemu with a Zanpakuto toe. Do you? If it's Zanpakuto, it's gonna be like Minuri's, because I don't think her should be a copy of Minuri. I think she should have a Zanpakuto toe of her own that should at least kick ass. And she's supposed to be a lieutenant, and Minuri's right hand. That means she should have at least some power. So you have to understand the way I'm thinking. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed this part. This is Sullivan asking my latest review on Bleach chapters 642. Hope you enjoyed this part of the comments. Thank you. This is Sullivan Adams signing off. Bye.